Good day. This is Craig Ford. We're doing a little bit of a combo here of kind of meet the staff, mayor's minute, and just kind of mixing things up just because that's what we do up here. So, Michael, thanks for joining us today. And this is Michael Rodgers with the Public Relations Department. Many of y'all may have known Michael through Gadsden Times and through the city of Gadsden, but Michael's a vital part to our staff. And Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself first.
So I'm not originally from Gadsden. I'm from a little town called Red Level in South Alabama.
They have a good football team.
Every now and then. Yeah. I've been here in Gadsden for about 10 years now. So it's the longest I've lived anywhere since I've grown up. So I graduated from Troy. I know the Jacksonville State folks will be sorry to hear that, but I'm just glad to be here. I love all that Gadsden has to offer.
So when did you transfer over to the city of Gadsden?
I've been with the city of Gadsden since November of 2020.
Okay.
So that was, kind of in the beginning of the pandemic, that was sort of a move that was a little scary to make, but I've loved being here.
And you know what, I can't remember this name, but the name that you work with Dr. Mitchell on, the clinic?
The RAM Clinic.
The RAM Clinic, yes. So I remember meeting you at the RAM Clinic, and Dr. Mitchell was a vital part in bringing that, and with a lot of others, but the one thing that Lou and Ann Mitchell told me when I first became mayor, they said, "You're going to keep Michael, aren't you?" And I said, "Absolutely. I know Michael, but I don't have the right to get rid of Michael. But we're glad to have you. I'll just say that. And you do a lot for the city of helping getting our message out and defining our narrative. So we're excited about that. But so I've asked Michael to come and kind of break it up and we're just going to talk and him ask me some questions. I want to tell you about a few announcements first, and Michael wrote them down on my little scratch sheet here. November the 8th is the Veterans Day Parade. We would like for you to put all this on your calendar. December the 9th at 5 p.m. will be the Christmas Parade. And if it rains out, we're going ahead and scheduling a rain-out date for logistics just to make sure that's already on the books. And so other municipalities can also plan their Christmas Day parades, hopefully around, we can all work together. December the 11th will be the rain-out day at 5 p.m. So December the 9th at 5 p.m. is the Christmas parade. If it rains, December the 11th at 5 p.m. And then December the 1st at 6 p.m., going back a week, is the tree lighting. And we got some special stuff that's going to happen for the tree lighting. This possibly will be the last year we do it on the City Hall grounds. And just to keep you posted on that, and don't forget November the 8th, the Veterans Day Parade. So I can throw my little sheet away. But Michael, I want to tell you something yesterday that I did, just talking. We had the Women's Club had a 100th year anniversary, and they allowed us to come and we entertained, and that was really neat. For the people that don't know what that club has done in 100 years, basically you could say they founded about half of Gadsden. You know, the Knockalilla Falls, the Princess statue, the everything, all the community hours that they had done previous to now. But one thing is, I think War World One completed in 1918, if I'm correct. Well, if you think about it, the Women's Club's almost been around as long as since that war has been completed. So, you know, it was just amazing.
Well, and I'll tell you this. I heard a story about them that they had Amelia Earhart come and speak at some point in the 1930s, and she came through. And then the story that I heard was that she came back again later, and all the men wanted to come see, but it's the Women's Club.
It's the Women's Club, so they couldn't come.
So they agreed that the men could pay like half dues or something like that to come and hear Amelia Earhart speak.
Wow.
So you know they've done a lot for Gadsden.
You know, and next door is the Gun Bellinger House, and it just recently sold to Dave Cummins, and he's turning that into a wedding venue. So that's going to be super nice along that little corridor right there. So we're excited about that. But so I asked Michael just to ask me some questions, and we're just going to air them out. And Michael, your turn now.
Yeah. So it's middle of September. You've been here, in office since last November. So what are kind of some of the biggest projects that we've kind of got ongoing at this point? Because you've had some time, like government, is a big giant ship, and you don't just come in and just immediately pivot.
Right.
So what are some of those projects that you've been working?
So I would say the biggest project right now in September would be the budget. This is our first budget as the mayor to complete, and we decided to, we call it gas and first, trying to put the employees first. It's going to be $2 million in raises to all the employees across the board. We're increasing our pay of our first responders, but also to you and to our public works and all the way through City Hall. So I feel like we've had department heads making below the poverty level for years prior to us taking office. And when we went back and looked at it, there's like 600 positions. Granted, we do have too many employees. I think everybody would say that from a company perspective. And we are letting attrition take care of that. We're not having layoffs or having what we call a RIF, a reduction in force. But we're letting attrition take care of it, sharing responsibilities with the current employees we have, and then increasing their pay. So I would say that's the big project. That's not a brick and mortar project, but some of the projects that we're proud of are some of the projects that the previous administration had started. The Gadsden State Ball Fields, the Cancer Center. I'm trying to think of many others, but the
Senior Health Center,
Elliott
Senior Wellness
Community
Center.
Senior Wellness Center, the East Gadsden Community Center. That was kind of completed with the previous, but I attended. It was kind of in the middle of the election. But I'm excited. I guess I go on this two big projects, and I get excited about this. And this is kind of stuff I love talking about. Number one is the Carver Monument, honoring the Carver graduates, or the Carver should have been graduates.
Right. The Carver Legacy Project.
The Carver Legacy Project is the correct name for it. But I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be really neat. That's emotional. Speaking to the employees at the Carver Museum, hearing their stories, I could sit there all day long and listen to those people. Mm-hmm. He's a retired sergeant major of the military. Right. And there's another retired sergeant major in the community that comes over there, and I won't say their names because I didn't get permission yet, but they just know the history that they know about Carver and what they went through and the attitude that they had. Mm-hmm. They took it and they went with it and they did what they were supposed to do. Now, he told me some of the people were scared to death. They had to just up and leave. They got a letter in the mail saying, you'll attend school Monday morning at this school. It's just amazing how that went on back then, and I don't understand it, but I believe we need to learn from history. But we also need to honor those that never received the ability to get a diploma from Carver. Right. So I'm excited about that. We're raising money for that project. I'm tickled to death over that. The next project is kind of in that same area. When I first got here, everybody said, District 2, District 4, and I was like, where is that? Just give me an area. Yeah. Well, now I know District 7 is Knockaloo Mountain. What we're doing to the mountain, to the Knockaloo Falls, that is our biggest asset for tourism dollars. It's clean dollars. People come here. I went the other day to Art on the Rocks, and the family, unfortunately, a lady tripped, not due to the falls area. She just tripped over her own feet. But she fell down. We helped her up. We got to talking, became friends, her whole family. They were a couple from Birmingham. I said, well, what made y'all come here? They go, we've been seeing it all on Fox 6 News. So they said, we just want to come see what it's about. And they said, this is beautiful. And there was construction going on everywhere. And I said, well, let me explain this. This won't be here. This is a train shed that'll be ready for the Christmas lights and da-da-da-da-da. And they said, well, we kind of like it the way it is. So it impressed me. We're trying to put a lot of lipstick up there. And I hate the term lipstick on a pig because it's not a pig. We're trying to put lipstick on a gym. Right. And that place is going to be phenomenal when we get through with it. The campgrounds, we're putting about 15 to 17 million into that project, and we're using the Christmas light money, which generates almost $1 million a year, to pay for that project. So the money made up there is being spent up there, so I kind of like that.
Got the old train that's come back to be a photo op for people. Yes. Got some new animals at the zoo.
Oh man, we love some animals. So Jen Wethington told me, hey, we got this. We had the two old train stations because they were steam engine. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
And so one of them we sold on gov.deals because we were trying to buy more police vehicles because it's just sitting down in the weather when we came on. I said, let's just sell and see what happens. I think we were able to get about $25,000 for that one train. And then Jen said, I'd like to put that train up there at the mountain, put a shed over it where people could take pictures. And I thought, boy, this is a great idea. So I said, let's take it a bit further. And we got some civic organizations involved. And that's going to be something really nice, I think. And I saw the train up there the other day. I decided we're going to paint it. We're going to paint it bright red and bright black and make it pop. And we're going to put a shed over it. So if you want your Christmas pictures up there with you and your family, it'd be a great place to have that. And it's just going to be really nice. But the two new trains are phenomenal. And so the shed's being built right now.
Right. And so all these projects going on, and I kind of mentioned that you don't just come in like a big cruise ship. It takes a little bit to turn. So, like, what are some of the frustrations that you've kind of run into?
Boy, are there those. If people know me personally, they know I'm very high-strung, hyper, and I demand a lot from people, and I demand a lot from myself. But I'm very ADD, and I like to get things done. How slow government is. So when I was in the state level for almost 2 decades, things moved a bit faster, if you could believe that, because we were in session every Tuesday to Thursday, passing bills, moving bills back and forth, going to committee. You could go to an agency head and get discretionary money and find people's tax dollars and bring them back home, which I love to do. Well, being the head of a city or the mayor of a city is frustrating sometimes, because then all of a sudden you have a holiday, in which I love holidays too, but I want to work. And then, hey, we got to get here. The storms that hit Knockalilla Mountain, that's been probably a thorn in my side, because our workers are working their tails off, and it just seems like we're trying to get there as fast as possible, and we still have constituents upset because we're not getting there fast enough. And while we're up there picking up the debris, other areas are getting caught behind, and they're working overtime. There's only so many employees and so many trucks and so many loader trucks, and they're picking up hundreds of tons, taking it to the landfill. And let me tell you, God help our public works employees, because we couldn't do without them. And they're working as fast as they could, fast as they can and could. But I just want to see us get more proficient, efficient. And I'm an officer in the Army. I'm a logistics officer now. I used to be a tanker, which tanker ain't gonna get you nowhere in gas in Alabama. But logistics has really come into play. Public Works has redesigned their routes. They're going to a color-coded route. We'll be putting that out soon. But we're humping it, and I'd love to get up there, and I'd like to, if I could learn how to do a loader truck, I'd be up there with them. Stuff like that, the slowness.
Hey, I hear they got a new tree crew.
They
So,
did.
like maybe there's an opening that you can moonlight on.
There is an opening for tree crews, so that's part of the thing I want to put in our budget. They need help, and I told somebody the other day, we cleaned off Rainbow Drive 411 so people could see the river, and then we brought in Ultra Safe Nuclear, that's going on its plan and getting bigger as we talk. But that's 250 jobs, over $200-something million investment. I thought, boy, that's what everybody wants to hear. And the number one thing I hear is, thanks for clearing the trees so I can see the Coosa. Mm-hmm. And that plays into our riverfront development phase. So, I wanted another tree crew because, one, I want to clear more trees. I want to go all the way to Pruitt's Barbecue and back, and I want to go on 759 and make the loop and come back, and also some trees on Megan. We got this beautiful asset. Let's showcase it. And when we bring people in here for recruitment, they all say, man, look at that river. And then they all say, there's a highway running along it. And I said, give me time. We're moving that highway. That the new tree crew coming on, we didn't increase any employment. We just reevaluated and readjusted the job scale.
Okay. Anything else that we got going on?
No. So I'm anxious. October's my favorite month, but it seems like the weather's turned so cool that September's now turning into that. So I love the cooler weather. I love college football. Played a little college football myself, and I love watching it. I love seeing the bands participate. Gadsden City, I've been to their games. If you haven't been to a Gadsden City game, we got a team this year, and we got a band, and we got cheerleaders, and we got a dance line. We got it all. And let me tell you, the funnest part's their pet rallies. Man, they're fun. If you hadn't been, and I encourage you to go, they're open to public. You just got to sign in at the front desk. But
you just got to ask your boss for a little time.
Yeah, you're welcome to go. That's kind of a morale booster. But man, let me tell you, it's a lot of fun, and those kids are busting their tails. And I think as we speak now, we're 3-1 or 2-1. And Coach Smith, Ollie Smith, does an excellent job. And the people that go unsung heroes are the band, the cheerleaders, the dance line, and those people.
All the atmosphere.
All the atmosphere. During COVID, there was a football game, and I can't remember where it was. It's somewhere in the mid-Alabama, and I went to it. And they said only football players and special people could come. I snuck in, just so you know. But it was dead. There was no band, no cheerleaders, nothing. I thought, how boring is this? It was just kind of like a scrimmage or a practice. So without those people and those groups, there is no football team. So, but I love our Titans. They're doing a great job. The school system's doing good. Mr. Blackwell's doing a phenomenal job. He has our 100% support from the mayor's office. and Miss Sharon Maness, who's assistant superintendent, I believe now. I work well with them, always have and always will. So, but I'm excited. This is some good time. We got a lot of stuff coming out. We got the Gadsden Grow meeting that we just completed. Had a good attendance. Wish we could always have more. And I want to tell people about that. This is your time to come and let us know what you want to happen in your community. So I was telling Michael, I get a lot of messages and phone calls about what we could do better. And I'm begging people to please come out and voice your concerns. This is your city, not ours. It's your city. It's your taxes that make us be able to do what we're doing. We want to do what you want in your city. So you please come out to these meetings. We post them on our website and Channel 99, and we send out everything. And before I forget, I want to say one thing. Don't forget we recycle cardboard. I'm going to be like Bob Barker on spade and neuter animals, but when we recycle cardboard, part of that money goes to our schools and our school system. So we have trailers in District 4 where I live, down by Pruitt's at Ura Brown Elementary School and Peppermint Pony. And that cardboard brings the city of Gadsden monies that we can turn around and reimburse back in that area. Do we recycle everything? Not at this point. We recycle.
So the trailers are for cardboard only, but we're not accepting plastics or glass at this time. But you can also recycle cardboard and metals, aluminum, old electronics. I'm sure there's something else I'm forgetting. But at the main Gadsden Recycle Center, which is over on Henry Street.
Off of Megan, right?
Off of Megan.
Yeah.
It's got a big giant frog.
Yeah,
on
like
the
an
side.
Amazon frog.
Right. And so also there are, like the mayor said, there are more than 35 trailers kind of throughout the city. So if you'll go to the Public Works page on the City of Gadsden website, along with, there's a recycling information there, and it's kind of got a map of all of them. So the trailers are the widespread one just for cardboard, but if you have other stuff, you can bring it.
So it pains me when I ride down the street. Believe it or not, I'll pull over and pick up people's cardboard and take it on down to the trailer.
Right.
But I was riding down Ura Brown Street, and 4 or 5 houses had cardboard on the curb. And I'm like, there's a trailer right there. Let's take that cardboard down there. But I found out by talking to one of the neighbors, they didn't realize it. Right. So it's our fault for not getting the message out. We got to get it out more, and I'm trying more to get that out, because there is money in that for the city, and we turn around and reinvest that back in our schools. So
A lot of stuff going on.
man, it's good. It's good. So listen, I don't want to go too long, and don't want to keep Michael here away from his job too long. But listen, Michael, thank you for coming. And we're going to kind of change up our mayor's minute a little bit, and when we want to get more serious, it'll just be us behind the desk. But this is the kind of stuff that's going on in Gadsden. It's your city, and we want to do what you want us to do in an economically and fiscally responsible way. So thank you all for having us, and Michael, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.